Hello and welcome to another video. Today I'll be talking about Radiohead and why I think they're one of the best and most influential bands of all time, and also explaining why they are my favorite band of all time. And first of all, if you have not listened to any other Radiohead song rather than Creep, because you probably heard Creep and probably have that chorus stuck in your head or something, but please listen to their other songs. Like, give them a chance. I think a lot of people just want to call them immediately like mediocre, and I did as well. When I first like listened to Radiohead besides Creep, I just thought it was kind of mediocre and like didn't think much of it. But once I started getting to the actual album, once I started listening to the full album and got, the full experience, that's when it clicked. And it took a long time for some of the albums to grow on me, but I've really started to love all of their albums besides Pablo Honey. And even then Pablo Honey is still a good rock album. But they're just fucking brilliant. Like, I have no other words to say. Like, Karma Police, their biggest hits, even Karma Police, No Surprises, Let Down, Paranoid Android, Weird Fishes. There are so many highlights from their career. And if you listen to them and still don't like them, or you still think they're mediocre, if you've like given them a chance and you've listened to them over and over and you still don't like them, that's fine. But you have to admit they're one of the most influential bands of all time. If you don't like Radiohead, you probably like a band that was pretty influenced by Radiohead. For example, very early Coldplay was decently influenced by Radiohead, and same with Muse as well. I mean, you can just tell with some of the instrumentation, it just kind of sounds kind of Radiohead-esque a little bit. But that's not saying they're copying. I think some Radiohead fans are pretty decently annoying, but that comes with any fan base. But I think some just immediately say that Coldplay and Muse and a lot of other Brit rock bands that came after Radiohead are just copies, which I think is a really bad thing to say because they were just influenced by them. Sure, there probably will be actual copycats here and there, but Coldplay and Muse definitely, in my opinion, just aren't one of them because they just fucking are influenced by them like any other band would be. Believe it or not, even Radiohead was influenced by like Aphex Twin and stuff when they were making Kid A. And also, that's another thing to say. The influence they've had on so many different genres of music because they have switched up their genres of music almost every album and have changed up their sound every single album. Like every single, I'm not talking like changing up their genres here and there. Even when they didn't change up their genre, they still changed their sound. And that's what makes Radiohead. And it's really good. Every single album from them is amazing. And yes, I know you might say, oh, you're Radiohead stan or whatever. I just really love their music. Like, they're fucking amazing. That, like, it's so hard to put into words how good they are. And I think a problem is because I think a lot of Radiohead fans expect other music to be immediately like as good as Radiohead and expect it to be as good as like Radiohead quality. But I think that's a bad thing to do as well. But they're amazing. And before you say it, no, I don't only listen to Radiohead. I've listened to like other rock bands because I primarily listen to rock. If you couldn't tell already, but I listened to like the Strokes. Recently, I got into the Aphex Twin, which is what, as I said, inspired Radiohead to make Kid A. They took pretty decently heavy influence from Aphex Twin, and I've gotten into Björk recently as well, which is pretty similar to Radiohead, and then just other bands as well. Like, I like a bunch of different genres of music. I don't only listen to rock. I primarily listen to rock, but I don't only listen to rock. I am very open to any other genre of music. I like jazz. I like very calm music, electronic music, just a lot of different genres besides country. That is the only genre that I just actively kind of dislike. There are like maybe a few good songs here and there of country, but I like almost none of them. But yeah, I'm very open to a bunch of different genres, and even then I would say Radiohead is my favorite band of all time, and is one of the best and most influential bands of all time. But yeah, that's basically it, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.